The Palestinian co-director of the Oscar-winning film No Other Land, Hamdan Ballal, was beaten up by Israeli settlers in the occupied West Bank, taken away by Israeli soldiers and detained overnight, according to his family, friends, colleagues, eyewitnesses and a lawyer. On Tuesday afternoon, following his release from detention, Ballal's lawyer, Lee Chazmal, said that he had been arbitrarily held in police detention in Kiryat Arba, an Israeli settlement in the occupied West Bank, and that he had been beaten in custody by Israeli soldiers. Following his release, he was moved to hospital in Hebron, where he was treated for his injuries, according to his brother, Nimar. Despite suffering from dehydration and bruising, Ballal left the hospital, according to his co-director, Basal Adra. He has also now returned home to his family in Susia, in the occupied West Bank, his brother would say. Ballal's wife, Lamia, said that her husband was attacked in front of their house by 3 settlers shortly after Iftar, the sundown breaking of fast during Ramadan. Ballal had seen a group of settlers who were attacking the village, she said, but when he tried to document them, they came after him. The men beat Ballal with brass knuckles and with the butt of a rifle to his head, she would say, while the mob of other settlers threw stones at the door and tried to penetrate into the house from the windows, where she and her terrified 3 children were sheltering. Co-director Aldra also said he had gone to Ballal's home on Monday evening after Ballal had called him in distress. He arrived to see Ballal and at least one other person being taken away. Adra added that the group of masked Israeli settlers, Israeli police and the military were also outside the home, with Israeli soldiers firing at anyone who tried to get close. The Israeli military said it had arrived at the scene of a violent confrontation between Palestinians and Israelis who were throwing rocks at each other. It said the fight had broken out after several terrorists hurled rocks at Israeli citizens, damaging their vehicles. 3 Palestinians and an Israeli were then taken into questioning after several terrorists threw rocks at the security forces, it said. Yuval Abraham, another co-director of the film, who is Israeli himself, was not at the scene at the time of the incident, said Ballal had sustained injuries to his head and abdomen. Naja Morganim, Ballal's neighbour, said that her and her husband, both sheep farmers in their 60s, were also attacked by the settlers. They beat me and my husband up with a shovel, she said, adding that it was the second time in a week that the settlers had come to attack them on their land. Earlier this month, Ballal, Adra and Abraham all stood alongside each other to accept the Oscar for Best Documentary. The joint Israeli-Palestinian team's film recounts of the evictions of Palestinians from their homes in the occupied West Bank. No Other Land documents the continued demolition by Israel's authorities of Masa Yata, a collection of villages in the Hebron Mountains of the West Bank, where Adra lives with his family. The documentary highlights the Israeli government's efforts to evict the villages by force, with viewers seeing the local playground being torn down, the killing of Adra's brother by Israeli soldiers, and other attacks by Jewish settlers while the community tries to survive.
Came the soldiers with the settlers attacking me and beating me and destroyed me. This is first time, and it's like first I got it the Oscar also. So this is, it's like let you, it's like think why they attacking you like this.